gonna have frutti di mare. And before we do that, we have to buy mussels and clams, as well as the calamari rings and the shrimp. So first of all, let's take a look at, this is the way we buy, of course, the mussels. They're in the bag. And by the way, a little tip for you, if you're not gonna use them right away, you can actually put them in a resealable plastic bag and you can freeze them up to 2 to 3 months, both the mussels and the clams. The minute you bring them home though and you want to use them, I suggest you take them out of the bag immediately so they can breathe properly. We put them in a colander right now. Let's move it down here so you can see it better, like this. And then we do the same thing with the clams. Because both the clams and the mussels, they bury themselves in the sediment, in the sand. And therefore when they breathe in the sand and the grit, and we want to make sure not only that we clean them exceptionally well on the outside, but also on the inside, scrub them really well. Takes a couple minutes, no big deal. Gets rid of all the sand from the shells. Any shell that's open or cracked, we get rid of it right away. Look at this, there is one beard after all. So you just grab it with your forefinger and your thumb, and you just pull it out like this, and then just clean it away. Okay, so in this big bowl, I put in about, I would say probably about 6 to 7 cups of cold water. And I'm gonna add about a quarter of a cup of flour. Flour, that's right. And the reason we use flour is because the flour will help dispel or purge, if you will, any sand or grit or any kind of impurity that still lies within the shells, because these are breathing shells. So when they get in this water, they will open up, they will soak up the flour and the water, and then they'll get rid of all the sand that's in them. And thus, we leave them in this water, I would say for at least 4 hours. There we go. And that's all you have to do. Okay, so I put a resealable plastic bag. I filled it up with ice cubes. We put it right on top of the mussels and the clams, like this. And then we put a towel on top of that. And I recommend that you put it, like I do, in the fridge, but a minimum you need 4 hours to dispel everything. Then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so here we are. Now, most people make a common error of taking these and dumping them in the colander right away. That defeats the whole purpose because the sand and the silt are already at the bottom. So I would suggest you take a slotted spoon like this, put them in the colander, and all the sand is left at the bottom. Okay. And look how dirty this water is. Look at all that sand, all that silt. Oh. But you still have to rinse them a couple times just to make sure they're really clean. We're all set to go. Welcome back. I'm the Smoking Chef. Today, I'm visiting my daughter, my grandchildren, and I'm going to be cooking from her kitchen. And we're going to cook something really special. It's Fettuccine Frutti Di Mare, which is like saying seafood pasta. But not just any seafood pasta. And like always, at the bottom of the screen, in the black strip. There will always be instructions and ingredients, and you can follow right along and cook right along with me. All right, so come along, let's cook together. Okay, so here we are. We have our mise en place, and what we have here is, of course, a can of tomato. We have tomato ketchup, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. We have some chili flakes, just a pinch. And of course, we have the chicken powder that I'm going to use as chicken stock. And in here, we have half an onion, 2 garlic cloves, 1 celery, and 2 carrots. But the first thing we do is we turn on for the water to boil for our pasta. A little bit of salt, and the chicken stock we'll add. There we go. And we'll let that boil in the back while we proceed with the rest. So we will start with the onion. And the garlic. And the carrots.
And this is what the French call mirepoix, which is the holy trinity of carrots, celery, and onion. And now let's slice the celery.
3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, Greek of course, the onions. Saute them for a few minutes until they're translucent. And I always like to salt every layer, and a little bit of pepper. All right, now we will add the carrots and the celery. Garlic goes in, and a little touch of the olive oil. And now we will add the tomatoes. Beautiful. The chili flakes, tomato ketchup, the 1 teaspoon, tablespoon I should say, the oregano, the balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon, as well as 1 teaspoon of sugar. Of course, the 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. I love tomato paste. It gives it depth and color. Mixing it a little bit. Now we're going to reduce to simmer. Going to put the lid on, and we're going to move it in the back burner. Here I have the black tiger shrimp that are already deveined. They were frozen. And of course I have the calamari rings that were also frozen that are now being thawed. And now we have the large skillet here. We're going to put 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, of course. And we will first put in the clams, since they take the longest. We will put in the garlic, as well as some chili flakes. And then the clams. We will cover them for a little while. And then we'll put the rest of the seafood. So the shrimp, took the shells off them, and I made sure they were completely deveined, and now they're also ready to go in. Checking our tomato sauce. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Really good. And the mussels go in. And we're going to put a little bit of wine. About half a cup of Pinot Grigio, just to bring out the taste. And the calamari rings. And now we are going to do the shrimp. All that needs a minute or two. Oh yeah. Over. It doesn't take too long for the shrimp, as you can see. 2 minutes is more than enough. We don't want to cook them all the way through yet because they still have to go in the tomato sauce. Okay, this should be ready. Oh yeah, we'll take some of this pasta water, put it in each one of these skillets, but it will thicken and also provide great flavor for our dish. The pasta is almost 50% done, and that's the way we want it. It will finish properly al dente while cooking it. All right, let's get that fettuccine right in here. Oh, doesn't it look great? I love saying it. Fettuccine Frutti Di Mare. It's like a song. You gotta love Italian. Enough to feed an army. That's what we have, almost. We have teenagers, the same thing. Okay, and now for the tasting test. Oh, doesn't this gorgeous? I hate to ruin this. All right, here we go. Let's try the fettuccine first. Perfectly al dente. And we'll try the clam. Oh, delicious, I love it. The mussel. Folks, you're really gonna like this. Remember to subscribe, give the thumbs up, and ring that bell. See you next time.